What's up, everyone? It's your girl Shay here with my channel. If you're new, welcome back to my channel. If you have been here before, and as you can see by the title of today's video, I am going to be ranking fan fiction tropes. Now, I did not make this tier list myself. I actually did find this tier list on Tier Maker, so shout out to whoever actually made this tier list. I'm super excited to go through this tier list with you guys. And also, of course, I'm going to say this at the beginning of the video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And also, of course, please subscribe if you haven't already so that you can see more of my videos. But yeah, let's get into this tier list and let's see what I rank all these fan fiction tropes. All right, so this is the tier list that we have here. So the rankings are S, A, B, C, and D. C and D is probably going to be pretty much for fan fiction tropes that I either don't really care for, they're like, you know, kind of indifferent about them. And then D is probably going to be the ones that I'm like, no, definitely not. Or they're ones I haven't really read any of before. And these are the different fanfiction tropes that we have. So I'm going to go through these one at a time and see where I rank these. Also, these are just my opinion for fanfiction tropes that I enjoy or do not like. If you feel differently, definitely feel free to do this tier list yourself and see where you would rank some of these. So first up is ABO. So ABO is pretty much like alpha, beta, omega. So basically it's like humans that have like wolf-like tendencies as far as like which ones are alphas, which ones are betas, which ones are omegas. I actually have not read any ABO fics, but I do want to, and there are some that I have actually picked out on AO3 that I plan to read at some point. So I'm gonna put this in B tier. As in, like, it's okay. I'm mostly putting this here mostly because, like I said, I haven't read any yet, but I'm super interested in reading some ABO fics. Next is Amnesia Effect. I'm also going to put this in B tier. It's okay. I've read a few Amnesia fics. They're not exactly my favorite, but they're not exactly the worst ever. So, yeah, it's okay. Angst. I'm gonna say these are A tier, mostly because I do like the drama that the angst causes, but the amount of stress that reading a fan fiction that has a lot of angst in it, that it has caused me, sucks. So I like angst, but if it gets to be too much, I'm not a fan. Arranged marriage, S tier. I love these. I love these arranged marriage fics, and yes, 9 times out of 10, they end literally the exact same way where the characters start actually liking each other, but how they first start out is always the best, and I love it. I love seeing that, like, slow, like, not slow burn, but I like seeing that, like, you know, that hatred that usually comes from an arranged marriage, but I do like some of the ones where they're, like, arranged, but yet the characters are kind of like, you know, one character likes the other one, but the other one's just not for the arranged marriage. I like those ones too. Baby fic. You know what? I must say these are A tier. They're not S, but definitely they're A tier. I do not mind baby fics. I think they're pretty much, some of them are actually pretty good, and I like seeing the domesticness that happens with fanfics like this, which is why I'm putting this in A tier. Sharing a bed. A tier. Actually, S tier. I love the sharing of bed fics. There was actually a period of time for a while where I used to love reading these like fanfics. Usually they were one shots, but these were definitely my favorite. And it was always the same of like, oh no, we came to a hotel and they only have one room and the room only has one bed sort of situation. Absolutely love it. Bang or die. So pretty much this is basically like the characters have to have sex with each other at some point or they die. I mean, this is like, I haven't read many of these, so I'm gonna say I'm kind of like indifferent about it. Don't hate it, don't absolutely love it, but they're all right. I think it just depends on how it's done. Body swap. I'm also gonna put this in C tier, just because like I don't read many body swap fanfics usually, but I don't mind them so much. Like they're okay. They're not terrible. Coffee shop AU, S tier. My cat chose this moment to play with a toy that tweets as you hit it. Thank you, sir. Okay. But yeah, S tier for coffee shop AUs. I absolutely love coffee shop AUs. I think they're great. I remember reading one actually maybe a few months ago, and it actually made me cry. I don't know, something about finding love in a coffee shop. It's just peak, like so great. College AUs. These are A tier for me. I put this at A tier mostly because of the fact that I went to college. I enjoyed college a lot. My cat is trying to chew on everything right now. So college AUs are great for me. I feel like they are, sometimes some of them give the college experience that I wish I would have had, like the love experience, but I didn't get all that. But yeah, absolutely love them, especially when they have like different classes and stuff. And I feel like because you can give like so many different scenarios with the college fics, with the college AUs. Crack fic. D tier. I don't read a lot of these. I don't know, they've never been like fanfics that I've gravitated towards, so definitely D tier. I feel like when I have read these, I usually like read them, and after a while I'm like, oh, I don't really like this, and I usually click out of it or remove it from my library. So yeah, D tier. Crossovers. B tier. I don't read these as much as I used to. When I read more anime fanfics, I definitely read a lot more crossovers. Like my favorite crossovers were Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z crossovers. Those were absolutely my favorite crossovers. So yeah, I would put this in B tier only because I don't read these as much anymore. But when I did actually really like them. And I did actually actively search for crossover fics because I wanted to see how characters in some different series would communicate with each other, or who would like hook up or whatever. Next is dark fic. B tier. It's okay. Once again, not something I actively seek out, but if I read it, I read it. My cats are annoying each other this morning. Apologies. Major character death. D tier. I hate major character death. I actively make sure I do not read fanfics that have major character death because I hate it so much. Granted, I have read a fanfic that did have major character death, and I was not happy about it at all. Not at all. Canon divergence. So canon divergence is pretty much where the story diverts from the original storyline at some point. So for canon divergence, I'm actually going to go with A tier. I do not mind these. I haven't read like a canon divergence series in like a really long time, but the ones that I have read have been really, really good. Generally, these were ones like with like Inuyasha, Bleach, things like that, where they definitely did divert from the original storyline, but I didn't mind it. I thought it was great. Enemies to lovers. You already know, S tier. Love enemies to lovers. It's just that slow, like the slow romance that starts happening. Like that is why I love the enemies to lovers fanfics, because it's like great to see that relationship, because it's that turning point. You know when you're reading it and it gets to that turning point where you can tell that they're no longer enemies anymore, more like where it goes from enemies to like kind of a friendship that they tolerate each other, and then like lovers. It's just great. Established relationship. I'll give it A tier. I don't mind established relationships as long as there's some drama involved. Like, to me, the established relationship ones, to me, go hand in hand with the baby fics, because I feel like those are the ones that end up becoming baby fics. So I don't mind the established relationship. I just sometimes, definitely, as you can see from S tier, like the ones where they become a relationship and they don't start out as one at first. Fairy tale AU. Honestly, D tier. I'm not a fan of the fairy tale AUs. I don't read them very often, and generally, like when I come across them and I start reading the storyline of them, I generally don't end up reading them, just because it's like, oh, this is just like Sleeping Beauty or just like Cinderella. It's like, because there's stories that have been so done before where they've done something like that, not a fan. Fake relationship. You already know, S tier. Love these ones. Once again, just like enemies to lovers, they start out fake and they turn out to be real. And my favorite ones are where it's a fake relationship, but one of the people already has feelings for the other person and they just don't know it yet. Love it. Favorite. Fix it fic. So this is one where usually it's based off of canon, but then the author is fixing something that they may not have liked in the original story. So for fix, I'm gonna go with D tier, because I don't really, once again, I don't read these very often, and I usually never do. I don't know. I'm just not I don't know. I don't like when people go back and fix somebody's work, because they did that for a reason. And I don't like the fix. Now, to me, somebody like, what's the difference between that and like canon divergence? Canon divergence is like where a character makes a different decision that changes the course of everything. That's canon divergence. Fix is where they're leaving the story pretty much the same. They're just fixing one thing, I guess. That's how I'm able to interpret it. But yeah, not a huge fan of fix. Fluff. S tier. Love the fluff. Now, I can read fluff. When I read fluff, I'm the type that starts to giggle and laugh and then get like the fuzzy feelings inside. I love fluff. Fluff is great. Friends to lovers. S tier. Once again, S tier. Anything dealing where two people who are just friends or two people who hate each other and they're coming together to form a relationship, absolutely love it, because it's the character build that I love so much. So yes, friends to lovers. There's always something that happened in friends to lovers that changes the course of them just being friends to them starting to be more, whether it's another person, a situation, something happens, and it's always different every single time that you read it. Genfic. I'm gonna say this is D tier. I've read genfics before. Oop, not focusing. Okay, I've read genfics before, but not because I meant to. I don't realize they're genfics until I like get more than halfway through, and while they're good, they're not ones I actively seek out, which is why I'm giving you D tier, because I don't look for these. They kind of just find me, and then I'm very disappointed when I find out they're genfics, because I want the spice. I want that. Genfics just don't do it for me. Hurt comfort. S tier. Absolutely S tier. I love hurt comfort. It's just so nice. It's fun to see a character get hurt and then get comforted. I don't know why. That sounds idiotic. But yes, absolutely love it. Historical AU. C tier. It's okay. I don't, once again, seek out historical AUs. Usually when I come across them, I generally skip over them unless they have a very good like premise or a very good synopsis that the author has written to tell you about the story. Then I'll check them out, but generally not a huge fan. High school AUs. These are C tier for me now. I think it's because of the fact that I'm no longer in high school anymore. I feel like when I was in college, I read a lot of high school AU fics because of like my high school experience was much different than what went on in those stories. And kind of like now with college AU fics for me, now that I'm an adult. But now that I'm like 30, reading a high school AU, it's not my favorite because I feel like it's just, I don't know, it's like when I watch anime now and it's set in high school, like it starts to irk me just a little bit. And I feel that way now about high school AUs for fan fiction. Huddle for warmth. S tier. Love it. That's the best way that you see people become lovers or become more than that. My favorite. Humor. I'll give it B tier. It's alright. I don't read humor fics a lot, but they're okay. I'm trying to go a little bit faster. My battery's gonna die soon. Invito Vertes, I guess it's about drinking wine. D tier? I don't read these a lot. First Kiss. They're B tier. They're okay. Don't read them a lot, but they're alright. Magic AU. Honestly, these are A tier. I love reading this. I actually read one before that was a Harry Potter one. It wasn't a crossover, but it was set in Hogwarts. Absolutely love it. Miscommunication. These are A tier, but they irk me. I hate these ones. I hate and love them. They're, just love it. Missing scenes. D tier. I'm taking missing scenes as like where they cut out certain parts of you. Like, I hate those. That's what I'm interpreting it as. I apologize though if I'm incorrect about that. Mutual pining. S tier. Love mutual pining. It's after a while I start to be like, just get together already. But like, I love when they're mutually loving each other. Sex pollen. You know what? A tier. Some of them are actually pretty good, although I haven't read very many, but love it. Pregnancy fic. Honestly, I'm gonna give it also A tier. It's up there with the baby fics for me. PWP is porn without a plot, basically, so it's just straight to the smut. S tier. Love it. Gets to the point. Absolutely am here for it. Royalty AU. I'm gonna put it down there with the historical AU only because, once again, I don't read these very often and it has to have a really good synopsis for me to actually click on it. Slow burn. They're A tier for me, but after a while they really start to irk me. Focus. There we go. Focused. Soulmate AU. S tier. These are my favorite just because of how many different ways people have done these, where it's been like a tattoo or their eyesight or something. Love soulmate AUs. Time loop. I'm gonna give these C tier. I'm indifferent about them. Don't read them very often and haven't came across any that I really wanted to read. Love triangle. A tier. I don't mind love triangles. I think they're great. The drama in them is amazing. Unhappy ending. D tier. I want my happy ending. Don't give me those with unhappy endings. I've read some that give me an unhappy ending and it sucks. Absolutely dislike. Yeah, don't like unhappy endings. Unrequited love is the last one. D tier. I don't like it. I like seeing the love story. I like seeing the happy ending. So yeah, this is my ranking. In S tier, I have arranged marriage, sharing a bed, coffee AU, enemies to lovers, fake relationship, fluff, friends to lovers, hurt, comfort, huddle for warmth, mutual pining, PWP. Soulmates, A is angst, baby fake, college AU, can divergence, established relationship, magic AU, blah, blah, blah. You see my list here. I'm not going to go through all these because my battery's going to die soon. And so yeah, that's what I have here. That is my list. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below your thoughts. How would you rearrange this list? And I will see you guys soon with another video. And comment below, like I said, your thoughts. Links to all my social media accounts, my Instagram, my Twitter, and also my TikTok. So feel free to check me out on there. And like I always tell you guys, stay positive, stay nerdy, and in today's day and age, stay healthy. And of course, please stay safe. Bye. And I beat this before the battery ran out. All right, you guys. Bye.